My name is Brian Dowling, and this is
Lisa Flood.
And we are here to get your assistance in helping us with Christmas with the Chimps. We would like you all to help us make enrichment items that we can have Santa Claus deliver to the chimpanzees.
So, you guys are asking, what is enrichment? The little definition of enrichment is to make fuller or more meaningful. But as it relates to animals in the zoo field, enrichment is a dynamic process in which changes to structures and husbandry practices are made with the goal of increasing behavioral choices available to animals and drawing out their species-appropriate behaviors and ability, thus enhancing animal welfare. That's a definition from AZA, or Association of Zoos and Aquariums, which we are accredited by. That's a very long, lengthy definition. Basically, nice and simple, happy animals are healthy animals, and having these enrichment items are something that they get to have in their environment.
And it is our goal as the caregivers to these animals is to make sure that they have a good, happy life. Our focus every single day, whether it is the structures that we have, that we build in the exhibits, how we design the exhibits, the diets in which they eat, the medical care they get, all is about making sure that these animals have a good quality of life. Not only is doing enrichment fun for the animals, but it is also fun for the keepers. The keepers really enjoy getting to make things and create things to give to the animals, to see them get enjoyment out of them in the end. But it's also enjoyable for the guests as they come through, to get to see lions playing with pumpkins or chimpanzees ripping open Christmas presents on Christmas morning. After we're done showing you how to make enrichments, we're going to have a question and answering session. So if you think of any questions along the way, please save them and submit them at the end. When you submit that question, please put your school, your teacher, and your grade level. Now, safety is a very important priority for us with the animals. When we make these enrichment, we have to make sure that we use non-toxic materials, such as the markers, the glue, the paper, those types of items. I kind of equate it to a 2-year-old. If it's safe to give to a 2-year-old, it's probably going to be safe to give to the animals as well. Our plan is to have Santa Claus deliver these items to the chimpanzees on December 12th. And we'd like to stream that live to your classroom so that you guys can watch. So the more creative you make your enrichment item that we give to the chimps, the more likely you'll be able to identify that on camera. But at the same time, do please put your school, your teacher name, and your grade level on those packages. If you have something that you want to go to a specific type of animal, like you want that package to go to lions, write that on there. Label it to lions, and we'll make sure that the lions get it.
So there's many different types of enrichments. We'll touch on a few today. We said a lot of our different animals receive enrichments. Some type of enrichments may be toys that they play with. You think of a lion getting a pumpkin. To them, that may be a toy. It's just a big ball that they can bat around and have fun with. There's also sensory items. Maybe we play music, or we have wind chimes for some of the parrots. We also use scents. Some of our animals love peppermint, cinnamon, different items like that, even a little hint of mustard, and they will rub on it for hours and really enjoy that interaction. Sometimes there's prey predator scent that we can put something in, like feathers from one animal, and put them in with another animal. We have our porcupines. Sometimes it's really great to put some lion hair that they've shed out naturally and put them in their exhibit, and the porcupines are sniffing around looking for that lion that may be lurking around there.
Put a pile of rhino poop in with the lions, and wow, do they go crazy. The lions love to roll in rhino poop. They do. Yeah. For the lions, we'll actually freeze 5-gallon buckets of beef blood, and we call them blood popsicles, and the lions love those. Some of the best enrichment we do here at Lion Country Safari is actually display our animals in large social groups. Take our zebras, for example. We have 68 zebras that live in a large herd. It is great social enrichment to them to interact with each other. Sometimes it might be in small conflicts, or in coalitions or friendships or grooming with each other, but the lions living in a pride, how they interact with each other, and that's a lot of social enrichment.
Another form of enrichment, we are in South Florida. It gets very hot for most of the year. We need to keep these animals cool, to keep them nice, happy, and healthy. So we can do different enriching items. On a nice hot day, a sprinkler for the chimpanzees can intermittently go off. They don't know when it's going to start, and they get to enjoy that nice shower and cool off. Another thing we do for almost all of our animals is we make ice blocks. For some of our small animals like the parrots, maybe it's a little bit of a popsicle, just some flavored water maybe, something nice and simple. For the chimpanzees, it might be made in a giant bucket with different parts of produce and part of their diet actually frozen in there. They have to work for it, and they get to cool off with these items. So right here we're making some enrichment. This is just some simple paper bags, just your normal lunch bags you probably have at home to carry your lunch in. Maybe you go to the grocery store and instead of using plastic bags, ask for them to be packed in paper bags. You can bring them home and bring them to your classroom. We're using some non-toxic markers right here. We're simply just coloring on the bags, creating different designs. You can do, as we said, be creative. And then what will happen with the finished product over here is we can actually stuff it full of tissue paper, any of the approved items, newspaper, and you'll leave it open just like this, and you'll send it to your teachers. They'll bring it over here to Lion Country Safari, and then we can stuff different treats in there for the animals. If this was something that was gonna go to the lions, we could actually put a bone in there that they might enjoy, roll it up, and then they have to go search for this and rip into their present to get a bone. Okay, so that was one type of enrichment. Another type of enrichment that's nice and easy, very quick to make, are paper chains. That's actually what Tracy's working on right here. You only need a couple items, really just scissors, some non-toxic glue. Really a glue stick works the best. You can get any colored paper because we're celebrating Christmas right now. We have some Christmas colors. And you simply cut them up into strips and then just glue them just as Tracy's showing you right here. Now these chains are great to decorate enclosures. Parrots love them because they love to destroy them. The chimps, this will be great. We'll have some trees out on the island and we can decorate for them.
Kids can write their names on them if they would like to.
Okay, now Tracy, now what about these? It looks like you've made some ornaments here.
Yes, we made some ornaments. These are simply cardboard cutouts. You can cut them in any shape you want. And then I use non-toxic paint to color them. You can use non-toxic crayons or markers. Now the important thing about ornaments is we like to hang them, but we don't want to use string or rope because that could cause a problem with the animals. They may try to eat the rope or they could get tangled in the rope. So we simply just use one of our paper chains to hang the ornaments that we just made a few minutes ago.
Once we give it to the animals, it needs to be safe if they consume it.
Okay, another item that's really fun to make and get a little bit messy, so teachers may love this, but this really is a really fun item, is pinatas. A lot of times you guys think about pinatas and big elaborate items, but they're actually very simple to make. Tracy's actually worked on some and they're in a few steps here. So we'll kind of let her, what are all the steps? What did you do here to make the pinatas?
Well, to make these pinatas, the first thing I did was get some paper strips ready. Thin paper strips work best. You want to use newspaper, not the shiny kind, just the plain kind, or even a phone book. Phone book pages work amazing. Then you're going to prepare your mixture of flour and water. You're going to blow up a balloon and you're going to wrap those strips. Dip them in the flour water and wrap them around that balloon. You want to do one layer at a time and let it dry. So it's going to kind of look like this as you're working on it. So once you get this balloon all filled up, you may have to do it over a few days because each layer needs to dry. You're going to have something that looks like this. Now this balloon right here needs to be taken out. Balloons are not safe for the animals. We're only using them as a form for the piñata. So what you're gonna do after you have your piñata done and ready, you're gonna pop that balloon and you're gonna pull it right out of the piñata. You're gonna make sure you have all the rubber and balloon parts out of your piñata. You may have to stick your hand in there and peel the parts out because the balloons aren't safe for the animals, but this is completely safe. So then after you have your piñata, you can decorate it however you want. We use paint on this one, but you can use markers, crayons, all non-toxic, and you can decorate it however you want. If you want to make it hanging, you can use a paper chain, again, to hang this item like an ornament.
Okay, and another item, we're talking about Christmas for the chimps. What's one thing we all love at Christmas time? Presents. So right now, Tracy's actually working on making some different decorated boxes and presents for the chimps. Now we see this in stages right here. Over here we actually have some that are fully made. Right now it looks like she's covered them with just butcher paper, nice, simple, safe for animals, and you can decorate it any way you like. She's using some markers right now to draw her designs on it. Now Tracy, one thing that may be hard to find, where did you come up with all of these boxes?
I found most of these boxes in my kitchen. There are a lot of boxes that come with food. You can use almost any kind of box as long as it doesn't have any type of metal or foil on it, no staples, and you don't want any tape either. Tape isn't safe for the animals. Now these boxes like this, some of them may have a little window. You can still use the box, you just have to make sure all this plastic is removed. This is actually a really fun one. You can leave that hole open and we can stuff treats in that hole. You can also ask your parents at their jobs. They may have boxes, different products come in lots of boxes of all different sizes. It doesn't matter what size box you use. You can use any size you want.
Okay, now another thing, in order to put the presents in, we need to have the boxes left open. So instead of wrapping all the way around, what you want to do is wrap and leave one of the flaps open, just like that. You can kind of just use your glue stick and fold down the flaps, and then we can stuff it with different items. We can put some tissue paper in it. We can put different toys and treats depending which animal it's going to. So if you want it to go to a lion, we may put a bone in there, something that they enjoy. We give it to a chimpanzee, maybe we'll give them a stuffed animal. Maybe we'll give them some different produce like bananas or apples in there that they may enjoy. One thing you do want to remember before you wrap your box is to go through and make sure they don't have any tapes or staples. I know Tracy touched on that, but a lot of your bigger boxes do have packaging tape or even the labels that are stuck on there. You want to make sure you rip those off first.
Just remember that it's very possible that the animal is going to consume some of this material, so you just want to make sure that it's safe. Like I said, just if it would be appropriate for a 2-year-old to play with and put in its mouth, it'll be fine for the chimpanzees.
Now we just finished showing you all these really great enrichments you guys can make. You can download from Adobe Connect a PDF file that has all the approved items that you can use to make these enrichments for the animals, as well as all these ideas right there for you guys.
Now remember, kids, be creative, make your items stand out, because when we film this and we're going to stream this live back to the Adobe Connect into your classrooms, you'll be able to pick out which items were yours that you guys made. Now, before we get started with our question and answering session, I'd like to introduce our school group coordinator, Kristen.
Hi everybody, my name is Kristen and I want to tell you a little bit about Lion Country Safari. Now we love to have our schools come out here and we offer educational programs that are Sunshine State standards and they're also STEM based. We have our whole drive-through safari, it takes about an hour, and then we have our entire walk-through park here too. There's different rides that are included with your group admission, along with shows, educational programs, and animal encounters. So we have really exciting things that you guys will be able to see firsthand. Now, if you can't make a field trip out here, you're more than welcome to go ahead and try to book an outreach program where we will bring the zoo to you. All of our information is located online, or you can feel free to give us our contact information. Now, I want to go ahead and bring it back to Brian and Lisa for their questions and answers.